back to my corner of the internet. It's Katie. I am now in part 2 of the My Favorite Brushes series, if you can call it that. It's 2 videos. But anyways, now I'm going to dive into my favorite eyeshadow brushes and why I like them and demonstrate. Also going to be using the ABH and Carly Bible palette. I've been loving it. I am kind of thinking I want to do a look that's more warm in the crease, and then I have to use this purple shade again. I think I'm going to use it every time I use this palette. I don't know how I will not. It's so pretty. Okay, so first things first, I primed my eyelids, and because this palette has a white matte shade, I'm going to take a big, huge, fluffy brush. You could use a big brush like this, or you could use a big brush like this, or like this. This is a brush from Alamar Cosmetics. They have good affordable brushes, and it's a Latina woman-owned brand, and I think that you should support her. Her name is Gabby, who owns the brand, but it's a fantastic brand with a great owner and a great story. Recommend buying their brushes, eye brushes, and complexion brushes as well. They're very soft and nice, and yeah, like buy this affordable brush rather than a Morphe brush, in my opinion. But yeah, I will take a big fluffy brush like this to dust a powder or like a cream shade like this all over the lid. Take this all over the lid, and so I think having a big crease brush like this, or just a big fluffy brush rather, is pretty essential to an eyeshadow brush collection. And this big one is a Morphe M532, and it's really big and fluffy, but I just, like I said, I prefer to support this brand. These brushes are pretty affordable. Next, I will take a little bit smaller but the same shape of brush, so a tapered brush like so. See, oh well, yeah, it's slightly smaller. It's definitely smaller though. You can see it's smaller, thinner, less fluffy. Like I just brushed, like just washed my brushes, so they're a little not worked out yet, but this brush is just slightly smaller, okay? It's a Sigma E38 blending brush, and what I'm gonna do is go into this color Chai here, and that I'm gonna take into my crease. This E38 brush is one of my favorite brushes ever, and specifically, I love this double-ended one. It has like a shading brush on this end, a packer brush, and then a blending brush. Oh, it's so convenient. But anyway, I like to blend with the E38, and this is a great brush, or a comparable brush. Alamar has one, as well as every brand. So taking Chai here into my crease. It's fluffy enough that you can blend, but not too big to where you can't be precise in where you place your color. Also keep in mind, I'm recommending brushes that work for me. So my eye shape and what I need out of brushes. Just saying, search around for people who have your eye shape and get the right brushes. You don't necessarily need to get the same ones I have, okay? Back in with this bigger blending brush to blend out the edges. Looking good. All right, now with this same big fluffy brush, I will lightly go into this peachier shade, Cindy, here. And what I want to do here is knock off a lot of the pigment, but go on the outside and bring a little peachiness to the outer edge. And this large fluffy brush allows it to blend right in. Yeah, that looks just what I was thinking. See how that just kind of elevated the look? Another type of brush that I love to use is a more detailed blending brush. So a recommendation for one that I really like is this Luxie Mini Tapered 121 brush. So it's the same shape, it's just, this was the first one, the second one, and then this is the next, just getting smaller and smaller. Detailed blending brushes like this. This one is the Morphe M506. But this size, shape, whatever brand that you get it doesn't matter. They're pretty interchangeable a lot of the times, but the higher quality brushes like Sigma, you'll tell the difference. But yeah, now I'm gonna add a little bit of a darker brown color with this detailed blending brush here. I'm gonna use this darker brown shade, Bowie, right there. Taking that onto this outer corner here. Ooh, 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 that worked. You see? I really like this particular shade. Really works for me. It's like an ashier brown. I'm digging it. This palette I really like. I'm so glad I got it. It was on sale. Been lusting quite literally after it since it came out in October. And then now I'm going to take an even smaller blending brush, and this brush, or any of the detailed blending brushes, but especially this one, is very good if you have hooded eyelids and you just don't have a lot of lid space to work with. A lot of people who don't have a lot of lid space say they can't do eyeshadow looks. Obviously, I'm not a makeup artist. Don't quote me. I ain't said, but using the right brushes might help. So this tiny E36 from Sigma, very small blending brush. Like this was the last one. Look at it. It's much skinnier. Now I'm gonna take this red shade, Stev, right here. Take it right here into this tiny little detail brush. And I love using this brush for color and adding like black or really dark colors or whatever. I just really like it. I find that I can control things really well with this brush. Keeping it in my eye socket. Because I want it to mix with the brown. Yeah, this is working. I'm gonna mix it with Cindy, that peachier shade. And blend everything out with this bigger brush, very lightly. Hold the back of the brush, don't like hold it and apply a lot of pressure, just like this, to blend everything together. Anything, I could just put anything over this base. I'm going to obviously put Mandala, this bright color, because I am myself, but anybody, you could go any direction from here. And yeah, I basically like to have 17 different sizes of the same brush. Just kidding, like 5. Anyway, another must-have is a definer brush, like so. This is Alamar Cosmetics. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Now I'm gonna go in with the Bowie shade, the darkest brown in the palette, and line. These brushes are very multi-purpose because you can also do your brows with them, or cut crease, carve out your brows, put powder, pomade, whatever. You could do a lot with this. You get it. Okay, another good brush to have is a shader brush. This is an E55 from Sigma or the 209 from Luxie. I like either. I'm gonna use the Luxie one now, but these are good brushes. I'm gonna take Chai on my lower lash. Couple honorable mentions. I would be remiss if I don't mention the, where is it? Sigma E25 blending brush. This is awesome. I didn't use it in the look, but I recommend a brush like this. I use this Alamar Cosmetics brush similarly. They are like kind of paw shaped, or no, they're not. They're like the paddle shaped brushes, a little flat but fluffy. They're very good for packing and blending. Pack and blend, very great. Recommend for sure. And also you need to have this type of like shader packing type of brush for metallic shades, cut creases, carving out your eyebrows. Very good brush to have. This is a Luxie 245 brush, and this is another Alamar Cosmetics brush. Very good to have. And then final touch, last but certainly not least, pencil brush. You have to have a pencil brush. This one from Alamar Cosmetics I really love for the inner corner because it's pointy and precise. I'm gonna use this shade Bali, champagne shade, for the inner corner with this. Oh yeah. And I love this shape because you can just like place it in the tear duct, like boop, or at least I can, boop, boop. I'm gonna put a little, and those are my most used brushes. Thank you for watching. Come back again tomorrow for another day of Everyday May.